everybody, I wanted to share with you what I have going on today. I am making crushed tomatoes. I've got half, actually I'm done. I'm just showing you the last ones. What I am doing, taking these tomatoes, not bruised or anything, looking good, and I'm scoring the bottom and putting them in a pot of boiling water for about 30 to 60 seconds to let those skins slip off. While I'm waiting on that, I've already done them all. Working in about, I had 10 pounds of Roma tomatoes and working in small batches of about 8 to 10 tomatoes. I would do this, score them, dip them in cold water. That's going to stop the cooking process and make them a little bit easier for you to handle. And then I put them into my saucepan, and using a potato masher, I crushed them. About halfway through, I stopped using the masher because they're going to start breaking down in their own juices. With these are some of the skins that I kept, the ones that were looking really nice. I'm going to dehydrate these tomato skins and make like a tomato powder once they come out the dehydrator. And as you can see, they just slip right off. Once they come out the dehydrator, I will mash them up and make a tomato powder. Super, super easy. This one, I'm not going to keep that part of the skin. That one didn't look good. If you come past any bruised or discolored parts, just pitch it. Pitch the skins if you're going to keep the skins, or you can cut that section out of the tomato. I think these are all pretty good. And this is the last one. Pitch that and that. Now I'm going to take the core out, holding a paring knife, kind of like at an angle. I'm just going to go in and go around. And it comes right out. And then I'm going to cut these in half. I personally don't mind the seeds, but what I did this time, because I have so many tomatoes down in my basement, what I did this time was I took half of them and I squeezed the seeds out just by holding them over the trash like that and squeeze the seeds out. This is the last one. Cutting them all in half. These two were really juicy, so I'll definitely squeeze those. And then I'm going to keep these intact. We are done. Wash my hands again. I'm going to set these skins to the side. Like I said, I'm going to put those in the dehydrator tonight. And what I'm going to do, now that all the tomatoes are done, if you can see, I'm going to bring this whole mixture to a boil. Once it starts boiling, I'm going to let it boil for 5 minutes. So while it's coming up to temperature, And while it's boiling those 5 minutes, I'm going to clean up my mess and go grab the jars that I have sitting in hot water ready to go. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we are doing something a little bit different today. I am using my husband's propane grill. I came home and was gonna make some pork steaks, grill those up for dinner. And I thought, well, since I have the grill on and it's big enough, let's go ahead and use that. So I am water bath canning out there today. I just put in citric acid into all the jars. With tomato products, all vegetables really need to be pressure canned because where they fall on the scale with acidity. Tomatoes, which are right there, right on the fence, does not have to be pressure canned if you use citric acid, because that brings that acid level up just to right where you need it. So I prefer citric acid. I don't think it has a taste to it. Anyone that's ever tasted my tomato products, my spaghetti sauce, barbecue sauce, salsa, any of that Creole sauce, has never said that it's had a citrus or type of acid taste to it. Now, I just recently made salsa with lemon juice, bottled lemon juice. You always want to make sure you use bottled lemon juice if you're not going to use citric acid, just because that bottled lemon juice is going to make sure the acidity level is always constant. But I used that in the salsa, and when I had Mr. taste it, the first thing he said was what was bitter in it. So I don't think I'm going to use lemon juice again. I am working with, I think, just under 10 pounds of Roma tomatoes. I have 7 pint jars ready to go. I actually have an 8th one hanging back just in case I need it. I didn't realize I was using the slotted spoon. That's okay. I'm still picking up some of those juices. I'm almost done, so I think I'm just going to start pouring them in there. We want to leave ½ an inch of headspace. So I'm going to top off this last jar and then see where we are with everything. Because of the liquid in the tomatoes, we're still going to check for air bubbles, but it's not going to be like if you were doing veggies or something. But always check air bubbles, unless you're doing jellies or jam. That's the only time I don't. Remember, we want to leave a ½ inch. So I know that one is low, and this one came in high, so we will take from here. Good. Okay. top all these off. Let's see. What I like to do is actually have it here. That way I can see it as I'm filling. That's what I do. You do what works for you. Need a little bit more in there. And let's see how much this comes out to. That's mostly tomato juice, but that's okay. Because Puppy and the senior are getting worked up. But that's fine. I'm gonna take this paper, I'm gonna go grab a new paper towel. Dip it in a little bit of vinegar and wipe those rims. Don't want anything coming in between your glass rim and your seal. I have my seals here all nice and clean. Little lids. We're gonna put our ring on them. You know what? That very last one, I did not get the air bubbles out. That juice, tomato juice. That's fine. That'll be perfect in some chili. Clean it again. And then what I'm going to do is get all these in this box, and we will go outside and put them in the canner. Then I'm gonna finish up dinner because apparently people are starving. It's kind of late. So here we are out here on the grill, and as you can see, my water is simmering. I'm putting them all on the rack. Once the rack is full, I kind of like to do it opposite ways. This way, this way, this way. Keeps it from tipping. But once the rack is full, we will lower it in there, bring it up to a boil, and once it starts boiling, we are going to process for 35 minutes. So here we go, finished product. We let them process for 35 minutes for a pint, 45 minutes for a quart. After the 35 minutes, we turn the heat source off and let them start to cool naturally. And I just kind of left them out there while I did some more things around the house, because remember, I had them on the grill. And then I just came back and brought them inside. I wish I could catch one sealing for you, but probably not. It may take a couple hours. I'm going to leave them here at least 12 hours, up to 24 hours. Probably tomorrow evening when I get home from work, I will then take the rings off. Don't touch them before that. Then take the rings off and clean them. Make sure there's no food on them, and they actually feel pretty good now. But make sure there's no food on them, and process and then label them. Thank you.